Hey family, back out here, MarshaunO, your favorite life and relationship strategist, and I'm here to talk to you about your possible deteriorating marriage or relationship. I'm gonna give you 10 signs that your relationship could be possibly deteriorating right before your eyes, before you even realize what's going on, before anybody serves you with divorce papers. You don't even know what hit you. So I'm gonna give you some signs to watch out for, because maybe you are actually doing these things, or maybe these things are being done to you and you like, she right. Or you like, okay, I need to stop doing that stuff because I actually like this person and I want to build the life together. I want to stay together. So I need to tighten up and do some things differently. So I'm here to give you 10 things to watch out for. And this is definitely inspired from the movie, Netflix, everybody talking about it, Madam C.J. Walker, but that's not the self-made Madam C.J. Walker. This is definitely come from that movie. It is inspired by that movie because there's a lot of things that was going on. It's a different time, but I do feel that she never did let her husband talk, but I also felt like he never spoke up until it was kind of too late, until he had that wandering eye. And even though his dad was telling him, listen, I see how you looking at the lady like she a steak. You better slow down, because the person you about to lose the best thing that ever happened to you. Of course, that's what happened. There's other things that I was thinking about, but specifically when it comes to the breakdown and the deterioration of a marriage specifically, but a relationship in general, this is where all of this came from, because I was just watching the dynamics, and literally before the divorce, or really the separation, because I didn't even get a divorce until 2 years later, but before any of that happened, I was telling my husband, I'm like, I wonder if she lost him before the end of this series is over. And lo and behold, I just seen the writing on the wall. And so this is why I'm here, because I seen the writing on the wall before it was even said. So the very first thing that you need to be watching out for, especially if you are doing it yourself, is to stop being so selfish. How selfish are you? And here's the thing, we all have our flaws, and yes, it was a different day and time, and yes, she was trying to make her money, she was trying to make a name for herself and everything, but she did like so many people do, which is you make a name for yourself and you lose your family in the process. She also had baggage that she was dealing with from her previous marriage, and she basically said that no other man is going to be able to do me like that, which is why she was so dominant in this second marriage with CJ, Charles, I think his name was Charles. Anyway, so she became a very selfish woman. Yes, self-made. She did her thing. She gave jobs. She made the hair stuff. She did her thing. But in the process, she lost her family. She lost the guy that really just supported her through. He really did. He supported her through, even though he did not like a lot of her decisions. He was always there right by her side, even though he was pissed off a lot of times, but he held his tongue. And some people say that he was being weak. I can't necessarily say that he was being weak, because would we call a woman weak that was just sitting there supporting her husband? I don't think that we would. So I'm not going to call him a weak guy. Some people will. You might disagree with me. Doesn't matter. Stop being so selfish. Let's get back to this list, because I want to make sure that if you are being a selfish person, you realize I don't need to be super selfish, because it's not beneficial for the family. It's not beneficial for everybody that's in this, because yes, she was out there making the money, but he was there, and it was basically a family business, right? He was doing the marketing and everything. So it really was a joint venture. She was the face, she was the brains, quote unquote, but he did bring something to the table. And even when he kept begging to go on vacation, the vacation that she was trying to do was get the product, and I'm pretty sure it was at the New York market. He thought they was going to have a vacation, and then he ended up, by the end of the conversation, he found out it was work, and he was turned off. And so anyway, the point is, she was doing her thing financially, but she did like so many other entrepreneurs do. She lost her family. He didn't help, but it was a two-way street for sure in the deterioration and the breakdown of their marriage. Another thing is that when you never listen to your spouse and you never let your spouse have a say, they think that now they just don't matter. Like, why are you even talking to me about this anyway? Because I'm gonna give you my opinion, and then you're still gonna do whatever it is that you want to do, which she has the right to do that. But why, even when things are good, you know, she had his back when things were good, and then when things went downhill, she was like, I knew I shouldn't have listened to you and let you in on this. And I'm specifically talking about when she was trying to get what the guy's name? Booker T. Washington. When she was trying to get Booker T. Washington to come to her home, and he went into the bathroom, and come to find out the dude then pulled out a pistol on the dude. Crazy. Crazy. But I'm just saying, so support your people, specifically your spouse. Whenever you ask for their opinion, even if you don't take it, say thank you. And then when things are not going great for you, don't get pissed off and then say, I knew I should have never invited you in, I knew I should have did it myself. Because you're not making it a team effort like it truly should be, especially since he was a male back in the day. We know how men ran things a lot more than they do now. And what I mean by that is now women, we have more of a say in things. It wasn't like that back in the day. I truly believe that she would have got a lot more deals if she let her man speak at least right next to her, or let him talk first and then her. Right. Really, it's really all a game. That's all it was. It was all a game. So if she would have let her husband play the part and be a part of the game with her, I think that they could have won better. So she never listened to her husband. She just didn't. And that's what it is. She never let him have a say. Another thing is the husband was actually jealous that she was starting to get up there, when she was starting to make a lot more money, starting to make a lot more moves. He found himself being jealous, and he really wasn't jealous of her per se. It was just because he mentioned it before, it was of her career. He basically said that you're cheating on me with this career, with you building your business. So he was getting a bit jealous of her success, really, and the fact that she wasn't spending time with him. She was always gone. So there was definitely a lot more to it than just the business. But again, it was the deterioration and the breakdown of their relationship for sure. I already seen the writing on the wall. And then another thing that's coupled with that, because she was always gone, they didn't have a lot of quality time together. And then the time that they were spending together, she was always talking about the business. So it wasn't quality time. Let me get to know you. Let me see what's going on with you. Let me see why you're feeling this way, or just how is your life going? I know that we've been separated. Come back together. Let's play some games. Let's get back into the connection mode of you and I, not you, I, and the business. She didn't really know how to decipher those two. And again, I understand it's a different time, and so maybe she just never could. I know that a lot of this stuff wasn't taught back in the day. All of this stuff is being learned now, right? So we're more aware of these things now. So I get all of that, but I'm just saying, if you are doing some of these things current day, then you need to tighten up on them, because you're going to end up losing your relationship a lot faster than you even realize. Anyway, you're going to start losing your relationship a lot faster. The next thing, which is number 5, she was always using me and my instead of we and us, especially when she got pissed off. Whenever Madam CJ got pissed off, it was always me and my stuff. And then when she was cool, it was we and us. So you got to always keep it one way or the other. Let's just keep it real. If you want to keep it selfish, then continue to say me and mine. If you are trying to build an empire with your family, then it needs to be a we and us. No matter which part of the puzzle you bring into the table, it does not matter. It's a we and us the entire time. Only way it's going to stay together. Whenever you start being selfish and start using words as me and my, you are bringing a divide in your household, into your marriage, into your relationship. And it's slowly going downhill. And don't think for one moment, just because your spouse did not bring up that word, that me and my, they heard it. He heard it. She heard it. And they're thinking, okay, I need to start preparing, because something ain't about to be here. Okay? Me and mine. It's we and ours. The next thing, number 6, that you do not care when your spouse is, you do not care where your spouse is or what he or she is doing. That is a big sign that your stuff is deteriorating. Anytime your spouse does not care what you're doing. Now, I'm actually not talking about CJ and the husband. I'm actually talking about the daughter, and her husband. I can't even think his name. Anyway, when they basically portrayed that she was a lesbian, which whatever, and she wasn't caring where her husband was because she was flirting with the other woman at the factory, in the house and everything, playing with her. She was even, if you guys even noticed, she actually was singing to the girl, and her husband was watching the whole time. The point is, she didn't care nothing about her husband any longer. When CJ's father asked her, "Where's your husband?" and she was like, I don't care where he at, right? And then he broke her down and was like, he's at Annie's, and been given all the information, and she showed up outside the door, and then they took him out of town and he was gone out of the picture. But the point is, she just didn't care no more, because she already knew that she was trying to get out of the relationship, which is exactly what she said. I've been searching for months trying to figure out how to get out of this marriage, how to get out of this relationship. So now you over here with the enemy, you have given me thank you. She basically like, thank you for helping me end our marriage, because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of you. I do not care what you're up to, do not care what you're doing. I'm not trying to feed you. I'm definitely not trying to cook for you, because I don't care. And it showed. She did not give a hooly hoot where he was. She was always hanging out with the woman. Anywho, she didn't care about her spouse. She didn't care about his whereabouts. She didn't care nothing that he was doing. She just did not care, period. The next thing, which is number 7, is letting your spouse walk all over you. This is just period. I'm specifically talking about CJ and Charles. Yes, she did walk all over him, for sure. Anytime you let your spouse walk all over you, they definitely see you as weak. Even if nobody else sees you as weak, your spouse totally sees you as weak, because nobody wants to be able to control you. As much as we think that we want that, we don't want that. I've talked to several men. Men don't want that. Even though they try to portray that. Listen, side story, even in my own household, because y'all know my husband is Nigerian, and they have a tendency to try to be super ruler. That's not me. Like, you can't rule over me like that. So when I stand up for myself, because I have to speak my piece, when we're like speaking passionately, because we actually don't argue, but we do speak passionately. So when we're doing speaking passionately to one another, and after that has all calmed down and we come back together, eventually he'll be like, yeah, that was sexy, you standing up for me. And now he actually told me, I'm sure I said this before on here, he actually told me that was one of the reasons why he chose me as his wife, because I wouldn't let him run all over me like a lot of women let him run all over him. Listen, that's not me. Like, I'll fly with or without you. I love you being here, don't get it twisted, but I'm fly with or without you, okay? Please don't get that twisted. Don't get that twisted, okay? Don't do that to yourself, okay? Number 8. Punishing him or her for the mistakes of your past partners. I already mentioned that before, where CJ and Charles, she was punishing him. She wouldn't let him have a say because her ex-husband walked out on her. She was ugly at the time. That's why she came up with the hair products, because she was missing hair and just looking a toe-up mess. So she decided, ain't nobody gonna get me like that no more. And so she was punishing CJ for her previous husband's mistake. She did not give him 100% chance, and that's just what it was. All right. Then number 9, where you are seeing your spouse as a competitor instead of as your teammate, instead of as somebody that's bringing something to the table, even if it's opposite, which it usually is, for what you're bringing to the table. You're not realizing what a benefit that is, because you guys are actually accomplishing and building a bigger thing all at once, instead of both being on the same page here and then y'all moving to the next stage. You're actually simultaneously building things together. But if you're seeing your partner as your competitor or competition, it's never going to work. It's never going to be a cohesive unit, because you're not going to see them as a team. You're going to see them as a competitor, and that goes along with the jealousy as well, just so you know. Okay, number 10, the 10th thing that you need to be thinking about. If you do not want your relationship to end, if you do not want it to deteriorate right before your eyes, then you need to stop entertaining the enemy. Yes, that means sharing and showing someone interest and entertainment with that person. Yes, and I am talking about Charles, and then I don't even remember the character's name, the mixed girl. who end up becoming his wife later. And of course they divorce, because when you enter something wrong, it cannot be right. It cannot be blessed. Side note, okay? It cannot. It will not. It won't be blessed because you entered it wrong. But what I'm talking about is whenever you start entertaining someone that is not your spouse, that is not your partner, you are definitely the cause, or at least one piece of the cause of why your relationship is slowly deteriorating before your eyes. So now, if you don't want to be a part of the statistic, because here, what are we doing? We are getting all of the information that we can to be better, to show up as our most authentic self so we can decrease the divorce rate here. That is exactly why I give you all of this information, to help you decrease the divorce rate. Now, here's the thing. If you need help, you know that I coach people. If you need help, then reach out. Reach out, send me a message. You can always send me an email. My information is down in the comment section below. I'm sorry, not the comment section, in the description box below. Reach out, send me an email, Marshaun@MarshaunOLanio.com. I can help you out. I can help you getting from what you're doing wrong, which is all the stuff I just mentioned, to what you need to be doing right and how to get there. Strategic steps to implement to get you right, so you do not become a part of that statistic, the divorce statistic. I love you guys. There is nothing that you can do about it. Definitely leave me a comment down in the comment section below. And if this is your very first time here, hit that red subscribe button. And do not forget to hit the bell so you can get all of the notifications from all of the videos that I do here on this channel. This is MarshaunO, your favorite life and relationship strategist. And I will see you in the next video. All right, y'all. Deuces, y'all.